Chris going back with the heart of the Big Boar here. And on this video, this install is pretty much about T-Man performance. We're doing a bunch of mods and we are making that bike a whole lot better by parts that'll last. You can service them. They actually have function. They just make that bike breathe and run better. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's what we want to do with our bikes because we pay a lot for them. We might as well go ahead and put some really badass performance parts.
The Ornery One presents the Big Boar Build Series here on YouTube, where we take a 2022 Harley-Davidson Road Dog Limited and build a touring performance bagger, which will be known as the Big Boar.
This morning, Chris, you can see he's putting the throttle body back in, getting it ready to start breathing again. If you guys are noticing this right here, is because Legends just came out with a mount where you can mount the reservoir with a solid mount tour pack. So they actually just sent that to us. They just got them done. So Chris has just got them zip tied up here right now. So if you're noticing that, that is the reason. Another thing I'll show you guys today is our exhaust. Chromeworks has sent us some pretty badass exhaust. And then Chris is going to be doing, which we talked about and you've seen, a little bit of that T-Man performance upgrades in there. And as you can see down here, we've got the upgrade oil pump, which we did that. The last little go around, we're filming on Thursdays. That's Chris's day off. So you got to remember, Chris is coming in on his day off doing this stuff. So it kind of helps everybody's schedule and gives Steph a little bit of time and us to get everything situated with recording. But she's about to come alive. And I really don't think it's a she because it's the Big Boar, so I think it's a he. But you're just used to saying she.
We got that plastic intake off there. We got that big metal 64 on there. So
big 64. So Chris, what you were just talking about, it's a 64. What was it stock?
Stock, it is, where the hell
50 something.
I think it's around, yeah, 50, 60, so it looks like it's 58. 58.
58. And we're doing, ours is a 60 what now?
64.
64, okay.
And it's metal.
Metal, right.
Which is a big deal for airflow. Much smoother.
Yes.
Less turbulence, so get that nice air fuel charge in there. Yay. Yay, see how nice and good.
So Chris, it only takes a dot on them, right?
Yeah, you don't want to put too much on there.
I remember the first time I did it, older mechanic that I've been around pretty much my whole life, I was working with him one day and I just soaked it. And he's like, damn boy, what are you doing? He's like, shit. Don't take much. Okay, so we found another box. So we went over what we had from T-Man Performance yesterday. We got another box in. Everybody's working as hard as they can, getting stuff to us. Everybody's busy, busting their butt. So this should be our transmission breather. So they go on top of the transmission and help that transmission breathe. Oh, more importantly, our shirts are in it. My shirt. So, transmission top cover kit. So that's it. And then right here is the external breather spacer kit.
Okay.
He said that's what I was wondering. So we'll put this over here with our T-Man Performance box.
So now that we tighten down the rockers, what we have to do is wait until we can move the push rods freely.
Okay.
Once you do that, it's safe to rotate the motor to go over and do the front head.
Okay.
What you want to do is just wait, because now that your lifters are under pressure, you're waiting for the hydraulic pressure to relieve, so therefore it's safe to move the motor. So now it's time to move on and do something else. Like I said, we have other things to do. Like I was going to drain your oil real quick and go ahead and put that sending unit in there, and then look at all our fun T-Man stuff that we got.
T-Man Performance parts, which I gotta say, I mean, it's right there. That tells it all, right? T-Man Performance. I got a cool shirt. You got a cool shirt? If you don't have a T-Man Performance shirt, what the hell are you doing? Steph, do you see my T-Man Performance shirt? Chris, you see my T-Man Performance shirt?
I see it.
Y'all see it? Hey man, you see that? No, they don't care. I'm not gonna mess with everybody. At this point in the build, everybody's like, all right, I've been around him enough. He is annoying like everybody said he was. Okay, so like Chris, here they are. So they're installed. You can see them. They are super, super classy. You're never gonna see them either. I mean, they're a nice piece of tooling right there. You can definitely see what we're talking about.
Just a quick note on the install with these. I did find out that you have to install the breathers first before you can install the rocker arms. Unlike stock, it doesn't matter. It's small enough it can slide in.
Brand new oil.
That is brand new oil.
Okay, Chris, really quick here, what we were talking about when you install these.
T-Man internal M8 breathers.
Okay, and my question was, Chris, if those, say like the stock ones we're talking about, you've seen a couple of them fail, what happens when they fail?
They will basically, they won't baffle what they're supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be baffling the air when it breathes through the head.
Okay.
So as it breathes, you're gonna have oil and air and everything else in there. What they won't do is actually put the oil back to where they're supposed to be, which is back in the motor. It will allow really a lot of oil to come through your air cleaner and to saturate your air cleaner with oil. So that's basically what will happen.
So if you see that in your filter.
Depends on how much.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about, like I said, we're supposed to, every time you change your oil, you're supposed to take your air cleaner off and clean the oil that's in the air cleaner. That is a normal process. What I'm talking about is excessive, is drips of oil. Like basically, it looks like someone just filled your air cleaner with oil. Okay,
I knew he was gonna have that question. So like Chris was saying, that's another reason to check that air breather to see how clean it is. Like Chris says, you'll have a little bit in there, but what he's saying, it'll be excessive, like somebody poured it in there. So I knew somebody out there would ask that question, what would happen, because I don't know either. I was like, what the hell happens when one of those do fail? That's another cool point that Chris just pointed out about T-Man Performance. You can service these as well.
Yes.
So that's another upgrade. That's a big plus. It's a big, big plus. So you're not just throwing something on there a one-time use.
Yeah, they look very, like I said, they're machined very well. Like I really am impressed by these. I didn't know these were out, so until
and then we're gonna get into some more bits and pieces too, guys. So like I was telling you guys earlier, if you've been following me, I've met T-Man Performance in Daytona this year for Daytona Bike Week. I'm actually got Chromeworks exhaust, which we'll be putting on here in a little while. And I was telling Chris at Chromeworks, I need a good breather. And he's like, dude, let me go over here and introduce you to T-Man Performance. And I'm glad he did. Thank you so much, Chris, because you've led me and Chris, the tech, to a pretty good spot here, putting some pretty badass parts on the Big Boar.
All right, rotated. No more plastikies. So we can put all the plastic with the plastic now.
Yeah, no shit. We're getting a pile of plastic. Chris is saying, you know, it's definitely a difference in between these parts that we're doing. And that's kind of what we're trying to do on the bike, is we're meeting these people out on the road, seeing how badass of the people they are and how passionate they are about what they're doing, and then they're making some really amazing parts for us to put on our bikes. And it's out of passion too. These people love what they're doing. For example, Legend suspension that we're looking at right here. Jesse, that was a passion. Now he's built the leading performance top end shelf suspension there is out there on the market. And then here we are talking about T-Man Performance. Once again, they're doing their passion. They've been around the hot rod industry forever. His dad's really cool. Brandon is so great to work with, and he'll help y'all through anything. Like we were talking to him earlier on the phone, they do have a lot of instructional videos on their YouTube, and you can go to their website too, and they have like breakdown pictures. But it just so happens like we can call them. That's the coolest thing about us getting out and about and meeting everybody. And that's another reason why I feel like Steph and I's opinion value is so high, and it should be very high, because we know these people. We went out and been on the road for bigger hammer. We've been on the road for 4 years meeting these people, you know, with these parts, and we're learning. And it's a lot of work went into this, finding these people and finding these great add-ons, mods. So this thing I've been super excited about. Steph came up, of course, with our Big Boar logo. We showed you all this the other day a little bit when we unboxed it, but now Chris is getting to see it for the first time. And then we're fixing to see it like actually on the Big Boar here in a little bit. I know I'm excited. Plus he's looking at our oil pressure gauge, which, guys, something else I want to say. Look how they got that totally embossed. So that whole casing goes all the way around that. You don't see that a whole lot. And they've got all this moved up so it's out of our way too, and we can actually have some oil pressure reading.
Everything seems good, so we're gonna move on to,
like Chris said last time, we'll see that
nice
performance oil pump.
performance breathers.
All performance.
T-Man hooked you up with all breathing.
Now we can all breathe well. More air in, more air out. I'm very ventable. Steph gets on to me because I vent too much. Emotionally and gassinessly. I got some T-Man venting going on every day of my life. Chris puts it the right way first time. We got to check it and make sure it's wrong the second time. I'm like, yep, the first, that's it. I do that too. I'll be like, damn it, I was right. Why did I second guess it? How much of the Loctite you think you've gone through in your life? Gallons?
Probably gallons. I've probably eaten a gallon of it too.
It tastes nutty.
No, it's got a weird.
So yeah, it is odd, isn't it?
It's a weird sweet, but it's not. It's a weird off sweet. Yeah, it's not.
You know it shouldn't be on your tongue.
Yeah, you're like, what was that?
So don't eat the Loctite.
No.
It's like Play-Doh. You shouldn't eat it either. But there was something about the green Play-Doh I really liked. I'd roll it up like a big booger and put it in my nose. Thought that was real fun. Little shit. That right there will go on top of our transmission. Once again, our breather with the Big Boar that they worked in there. We're looking down the mouth of the Big Boar. That's pretty cool. Right in Chris's way, like always. Like you guys would not, yeah, you probably would, but no, you can't. You can't believe how much wire is underneath there. It's a eagle's nest tucked in underneath there. Very particular about where he runs stuff. Did you guys hear me say that a lot?
Because I have installed one of these gauges before and it didn't work. It worked, but the problem was they didn't have this right here. They did not have a machine piece for the oil pressure switch, and it caused all kinds of problems. Like I said, this is a nice machine piece that will go in here and make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So,
well, I've seen it down there. Well, I'll tell you the truth, guys. The one I seen in Daytona, that's the actual gauge, because like I said, they actually took it off that bike and sent to me, because everybody's hard pressed right now to get parts in and parts out and parts made. So they actually took that one off the bike I seen in Daytona and sent it to me, and I was like, damn, that's bad. That's the first thing I said when I walked up to the bike. I love that gauge. Chris just said the button is on the bowl of the backwards bunny hopper. And what I was gonna say is the motor is buttoned up. I know I'm excited about it. I know Chris is. A lot of this stuff is we've just been filming, and then we have been waiting on a little bit of parts, but it's so good to see the heart of the Big Boar back together. The surgeon just needs to finish some minor details. I wish I had those kind of bolts all over my thing.
I know people do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Nick's bike. 12 points all over his bike.
Does he?
Yeah.
I also heard he has little peckers on it too.
Oh, he does have those too.
12-point little peckers. So we're talking about Nick, and he's building a bike over there, and if he doesn't watch it, he gets a new valve stem every once in a while, and it's always it's a goober. It's a goober, and as time went on, the goobers get bigger on his valve stem. Maybe one of these days he can be a full-grown goober. Oh yeah, that's sexy, Chris. So right there's the T that Chris was just talking about. He's getting it placed, getting everything hooked up. One thing cool about this though, it moves it up so it's not in your knee, and also it doesn't get in the way of your guards there, your protect heat guards, heat shields. Some of them do. I've seen some of them where they actually notched them out, which looks like shit. So like, once again, it bolts on here. They send you the longer bolts, 12 points. Then the bracket itself kicks this up, the gauge up farther forward, so it's out of your knee and your heat shields. And you route it right down through here. And they got a T that goes in line, and you can see how clean it looks. We zoom in here. There you go. So the next upgrade to the Big Boar.
Harley has basically an O-ring for theirs, and this is actually billet, so therefore it's flat, so you got to actually have a real gasket.
Got you. I see that now.
Not a real gasket, but that's basically an O-ring. It's a fancy O-ring. So basically what they did where they're using this area right here as the vent.
So they're using what again there, Chris?
So you see that section of the stock?
Yes.
They're using that as the vent.
Got you. I see it now.
You go on a certain way, there you go.
Flip, flop, flop, flip. There it is.
And then your transmission's still vented through that hole right there and comes up through here. So.
Okay. One of these days, your great, great, great grandchildren are going to be watching this video and be like, wow, look at all those M8s just sitting everywhere in that building. Now we have
them thousands.
Whatever the fuck they're going to be running. Oh, Chris, what did you do? He says, I've done it before. Go fishing. What are you gonna catch?
My bit.
Oh my God. You went fishing and caught your bit. You went bit fishing?
Looks like it.
How many times have you dropped your bit in the oil?
Enough to know how to get it